The Galaxy Note 8 was one of the coolest devices to me when it came out because I've always been a fan of the boxy design, and at the time the huge Quad HD Plus display was to die for. I actually remember a couple of friends bought these on contract because at the time no one wanted to spend £1,000 on a smartphone outright, and just thinking, that's a hell of a lot of smartphone, even if, it cost £1,000. The Galaxy Note 9 clearly refined the design with some ergonomic tweaks and camera improvements, but 3.5 years later, I'm still using the Galaxy Note 8 as my work phone. I carry it alongside my iPhone 11 and I use it every day. Today I wanted to discuss the £200 bargain and why I think it has a decent case in 2021. We have to start with the aforementioned price. It is 1/5 the value of its original list price, which makes it attainable for many who don't have the ability or want to drop 4 figures on a smartphone. You can get them on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, that kind of thing, and you can even get them cheaper if you don't mind getting a worseware copy. Here's why I think the design is top shelf. Firstly, the then huge 6.3-inch display is uninterrupted, there's no notch, there's no punch hole, and there's no motorized camera module. It gives you space to hold it in landscape and looks simple and clean. The tightly rounded corners allow for an executive design, which I much prefer to the comically wide radii of modern display corners. The curved glass won't be to everyone's taste, but it helps the side bezels to seemingly disappear into the smartphone. The S Pen is on the correct side for those of us who hold our phone with the left and right with our right, if that made any sense to you. The rear camera module isn't a boring pill-shaped corner-placed affair, and seriously, this thing and the S10 are two of my favourite looking smartphones of all time basically. And all this whilst having IP68 water and dust resistance. Bliss. Isn't it crazy how a 6.3-inch display was then seen as huge? I mean, look at it compared to my iPhone 11 now, it's not even that much bigger. In fact, I'm pretty sure the average display size on a flagship is like 6.1 to 6.3 inches. Of course, this thing looks a lot nicer than the iPhone 11's display, with pin-sharp pixel density and brilliant contrast and colour. Samsung has been making class-leading mobile displays for years now, and the Note 8 really stands out even for a 3.5-year-old device. As for versatility, does it really get much better than an old-fashioned Galaxy Note? MicroSD expansion, 3.5mm headphone port, USB-C, AC Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5, wireless charging, and of course the famous S Pen. That's actually the reason I use this smartphone as my work phone. The S Pen comes in handy so often. I sign NDAs, I can annotate scripts and notes, I can quickly jot down information, and that large display comes in handy when using the thing to read scripts and reply to emails, two of my most commonly done tasks with the Galaxy Note 8. Since I'm not gaming or taking photos with my Note 8, actually taking photos comes down to the iPhone 11, then I don't really need to use those features all too much, which is a good thing really because they are not the Galaxy Note 8's strongest suits, especially in Europe where we got the Exynos model. Which is where we have to talk about software. This phone is unfortunately stuck on Android 9 Pie, but One UI is so far ahead of where Samsung Experience was just a few years ago that it completely transforms the phone. Instead of a bloated, ugly, heavy-feeling Android skin, One UI makes the phone feel new and clean with a new minimalist aesthetic and deep feature set. Seriously, as someone who used this smartphone with Samsung Experience back when it launched, and now using it with One UI, it feels completely different. I have no problem using this phone as my secondary, and would probably have no problem using it as my main because of the software. It might not last years from now on, but I can see this being a viable upgrade for anyone who doesn't need the newest software features. And that pretty much brings us back to the beginning of the video where I said that this thing seemed awesome right from the launch. I say that because the latest offerings from Samsung and co feel pretty superficial upgrades as opposed to the fundamental changes to smartphone design that this and its sibling Galaxy S8 brought. I'm actually going to do a proper should you still buy this kind of a re-review of the Galaxy Note 8 coming up in a couple of weeks. For now though, I kind of wanted to make this kind of passion project kind of video, just making a case for it because it's such a cool smartphone, and I'm not a huge fan of the new Galaxy Notes, so this is kind of I guess a step in the wrong direction, but also, you know, £200 is kind of a bargain. And that's where I'm going to leave today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do like, dislike, comment and subscribe if you're new around here to never miss a video like this one. Also check out all the social media links in the video description. I want to give a massive shout out to my patrons for being continually supportive. I've been Ryan Thomas, and I'll catch you later. Peace.